Hello, 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 everybody. Wow.
Yes.
I would
Hello,
like to.
hello,
I
hello.
I would like to say I can't believe it's November, but then so many other people are saying that all around the globe. I can't believe it's November already. But we're coming into the end of the year with horror, and this past week we had some amazing trailers that dropped for Scream and Stranger Things. So we're about to ramp up the Scream craziness. Oracle 684 is with us. He summed it up perfectly. Scream Mania is running wild, and it's running wild like it's never has been before. We got King Matthew with us. How's it going, King Matthew? We'll have our regulars
King
probably pop
Matthew.
in as we're going along. So yeah, so crazy but light horror news week. Like, there's not really anything else going on in the horror world other than these two trailers. And we're gonna kind of dive into that today. Originally, we were supposed to go into the Friday the 13th rankings of Unaliving. Noah was working on the production of that episode, and it's looking like it's going to be a 16-hour episode. So we're thinking that we may table that and talk about that in the future at some point because nobody wants us to go through 200 unaliving moments. I don't think anybody will be able to get through that sober too because that's a lot. So we'll
Maybe
see
we
if we.
should do a
We die.
poll. We should do a poll and have our followers like pick their favorite kills, and then we do a ranking off of those. The
Ooh,
entire franchise. Yeah.
I like that idea. The thing that
Yeah.
stinks with the polls that you run on YouTube and on Facebook is it's a limited number of
Ah,
unaliving moments.
okay.
So maybe what we'll do is we'll look at doing it on Ranker, right? Because
Yeah.
I've been meaning
Yeah.
to play around with Ranker, so there may be a list out there that we can modify a little bit and then have people vote on it that way.
Yeah. Because that's why Jason reigns supreme, man, when it comes
Hmm.
to unaliving in the horror genre.
Oh, here we go. We ain't going down this road again. God
Why? 'Cause you don't
Almighty.
want to lose.
Yeah. I got, just because the deck is stacked against me on here, there's many people that agree with me that Friday the 13th is not as superior as everybody thinks it is.
Well, they're gonna be wrong.
Man, don't hate. Don't hate. It's okay to be wrong.
How was everybody's Halloween? All right, so
It was
Marcus,
pretty
how was your
good,
Halloween?
man. It was pretty good. I met a new producer out here on a project that I'm about to work on with them, and he and his family invited me out. We went to go see a double feature at AMC,
Mhm.
and we saw two horror movies back to back. One was called Vincent Must Die. It was a fun film. I give it like a 3.5, maybe 4 out of 5. It's like 28 days later mixed with the crazies. Yeah, it was a pretty good film. And then the second one was Harlow Road, and that movie was it's kind of like a horror version of Phone Booth almost.
Mhm.
Uh, really well acted. You're familiar with it and everything. You told me the bit about it, but yeah, it was a good movie. I enjoyed both
Mhm.
of them. So yeah, it was a good time. Didn't go to any parties and nothing. Didn't want to do that. It was kind of cold out here. So
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh, good, good. No, how about you?
Halloween was fun. Halloween was cold. Halloween was windy.
Mhm.
Halloween didn't attract many trick or treaters, unfortunately, which kind of sucked.
Mhm.
Yeah,
But we
yeah.
got ideas for next year. We got
Mhm.
ideas for next year.
Yep. Yeah, it was a very, very windy Halloween. Like, I ended up undecorating my front lawn at like 9:30 at night because the wind was just taking everything out, and it
Yeah,
kept a
Okay.
lot of
destroying
trick or
stuff.
treaters away. Yeah, yeah. I
Yeah.
scared several kids that dressed up as the grabber, and I was peeking through the side window as trick or treaters came up. And then, of course, when I opened up my door, I have the Krampus that would turn on and start howling as the door opened. And all you see with his glowing yellow eyes in the darkness of my hallway. So
I
it
was
was a
creeping
fun time.
around the I was creeping around the yard as Ghostface, so the wind made me look cool,
Hmm.
to be honest.
Yep.
Thursday,
Ethan Hawke did it too. Ethan Hawke dressed up as the grabber for Halloween, was giving out
that's
candy.
cool.
Hmm. Yeah,
Yeah.
what's her name too from the Sinners dressed up as her character as well.
Yeah, Haley Stanfield.
Haley
Yeah.
Yep,
Steinfeld.
yep, she
Yeah.
did. She dressed up as her character. So, we'll start with talking about Stranger Things, and then we'll jump into Scream stuff. So, King Matthew, is starting us off. Did you hear the news between Millie Bobby Brown and David Harbour? Apparently, something happened between the two of them on set of Stranger Things. She came out and accused him of bullying today. So, Marcus, go ahead, Marcus. We were talking about this before we jumped on, so you got some information that you were looking into on it.
Yeah, so I don't necessarily know if I believe this. I never want to discredit anyone's claim, but my personal belief is out of David Harbour's long extended career, I mean, like damn near 20 plus years, you never heard anything negative about him. You've only heard nothing but praises. I met with the producer today who's friends with an actor and stuntman who worked with David Harbour on his Hellboy movie, and he had nothing but praise about David Harbour. I've looked at like comment sections on Instagram and Facebook, and the original sources that put this out have been said they're not reputable sources. So I was like, oh wow, like they're known for putting out crap just for clickbait, you know. Millie and David or any of their representation have not come out and said anything. So until that happens, I say it's fluff, man. It's just clickbait for the new season coming out, you know, in 3 weeks. So
You know, it's kind of funny that we're seeing a lot more of these like fake news articles been popping up lately about discourse and like certain genres of media and stuff like that lately, and then it soon gets discredited about like a week or two weeks later. But yeah, seeing more and more of that nonsense. And what makes it even harder too is not like with the AI videos that are being generated.
right.
Some of them look so damn good now. It's just like,
Yep.
it's impossible to even tell what's going to be real and fake in another year.
Yeah. Yeah. The other thing is like, even with the Millie Bobby Brown situation where, what was it, a couple years ago, the last season or something like that, where, you know, people start coming out on Facebook and saying like how she's arrogant, rude, over talking her cast members, and you would see their faces the way the videos were edited. But yet on the flip side, the actual cast members were all saying, no, she's a pleasure to work with. So you never know what to believe. You know what I mean? And it's just a bunch of clickbait out here, in my opinion. So
Yeah, especially on Facebook. Like Facebook, since they are not patrolling that anymore, half the articles that come out on my feed now are all fake nonsense. Like I'm a wrestling fan. I know you're a wrestling fan, Marcus. I know you catch it when you can catch it. But there's videos that they have using AI where they're making videos like, oh, this character returned, and they're just combining clips and re-editing it through AI, and they're coming up with these totally fake stories and fake videos to kind of promote
the
things.
WWE's using AI for their trailers and stuff. So
that was horrible. That was horrible. Like, yeah. Well, I don't want to get into that, man. I'm gonna be pissed off about the whole AI and replacing artists and videos and stuff like that. Scott Walker's with us. Hey, my fellow Scream fans, how are you doing today? I watched the Scream 7 trailer 26 times already. I love the movie. I still do believe Stu is alive and he's going to reveal himself in 7 or 8. Yeah, we're going to talk about that towards the end. I think what we're going to do is we're going to talk about Stranger Things first. So that was the first of 2 trailers that dropped this week. And the one thing that I will say about the Stranger Things series, like I love the original series, or not the original, the first several seasons, and then we started having these prolonged gaps in between the seasons, and that just kind of really stifled how much I really loved the show. And what was nice though is like the last season came, I was like, I don't know if I really want to watch it, and then I started watching. I was totally back in, but I'm in that same place again. Like I can't get excited for the show because it takes so long to get to it. So and the continuity to me seems kind of broken because like they started out as their kids and you look at them now and they're almost like the age to have kids. So it's just like, and it's 5 seasons, right?
Millie Bobby Brown does have a child, albeit adopted, but still.
Yeah. Oh, so yeah, look at that. So we had started them with kids and they're having kids now. And it's not because the show had ran for like 10, 15 seasons. It's just because of how long it's taken for them to make it. So
yeah, the pandemic changed everything, man. Like productions, when you got shows now that take 2 or 3 years in between seasons, like movies do, it's ridiculous in my opinion. But at the same time, TV and streaming services are different now because the production values are so high. So it's like it it just they have no choice but to take that long because of the production value. You know,
Mhm.
the boys take 2 or 3 years in between seasons now. So yeah, it sucks, but I'm with you on that. I miss the days of the new season coming out annually. You know
Mhm.
that.
Yep.
Yeah, I miss that.
Yeah. Yeah. And you got to wonder, right? Like, how much money are some of these shows really gaining from having like these high production values and
Right.
them streaming, right? So
Yeah.
I'm very curious to hear about that. Like some of these shows, if they're really making money that they say they are, because they're getting a number of
Hmm.
views, right? So,
Hmm.
Noah, how about you? So, what's your thoughts coming into the season? You excited for it, or is it going to be something you watch a couple episodes to get caught back up?
I think that I'm gonna watch it because I've watched every other season, and wouldn't
Yeah.
make sense
Same.
not to. Like it would be a waste not to watch it. But if it's bad, I'm not gonna be overly surprised. I'm gonna be disappointed.
Hmm.
Um, I the Duffer Brothers came out and said that they always plan to have several like years apart, as like in time apart between seasons. I call bullshit on
I
that.
don't believe
Yeah.
that. Yeah, I don't
I
believe that.
I call
I don't
bullshit on
believe that.
that. There's no shot in hell that they originally like, yeah, let's make this really weird for our canon universe that everyone's aging up. Like I'm pretty sure most of the kids now are taller than most of the adults from when they started the
Yeah.
show.
Hmm.
And realistically, if I were to go back and rewatch the show, I would stop after season 2. I would sit down because those seasons are cozy. You sit down, you have a nice meal. You'll watch season 1 and 2. That's it. I I don't know.
I like season 3. I don't know why people don't like season 3. I like season 3.
It's can't it yeah. It's got its things, but it's
I
not
guess
good.
because of Billy. Billy, man, he was my favorite character of Silly. I
Hmm.
mean, season 3. He really embodied Vecna,
Hmm.
in human form or whatever. Like he played the hell out that role. And I guess you know what? I take it back. Season 3 for me was like how I feel about The Dark Knight.
Hmm.
People praise The Dark Knight as being the greatest comic book film. I was like, it was great. But for me personally, I choose Batman Begins over Dark Knight. But The Dark Knight was like the reason why it was enjoyable for me was because of Heath Ledger's performance.
Well,
When he
that's
was
the thing.
off
Like
the
with the.
screen. So it's
Hmm.
the same thing for season 3 with Stranger Things. When Billy
Hmm.
was on screen, loved it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Everything else kind of
Hmm.
dragged. Yeah.
Yeah, that's like the. We're not gonna go down the rabbit hole for Batman. We could save that for a future discussion or something like that. But if you take the Heath Ledger scenes out of the film, it doesn't stand.
Hmm.
All right, it's not a
Yeah,
complete
especially compared to
solid
Batman
film.
Begins. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah, especially
Yep.
compared to Batman Begins. So, uh,
So yeah, let us know in the comments. What your thoughts going into season 5, if you're looking forward to it. King Matthew is saying Stranger Things for me kind of fell off at season 4. It was kind of boring in
mhm.
my opinion.
Yeah, season
Um,
4 was
Yep. We got Richard saying that the Stranger Things season 5 trailer gave him goosebumps. Okay, yeah, I
a
can see
little
that.
bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. Like I'm excited to see Vecna and what he does to
There are
Will.
certain
And I
scenes that I have
guarantee
in
you
my
that'll be a
notes.
season finale. I mean, that'll be because it's 3 parts, right? Or 2.
Mm. Three parts:
How do they have it? I guarantee
Thanksgiving,
you that scene with
Christmas
Will
Eve,
will
and New
be
Year's Eve.
a finale.
And I
Okay.
believe that the series finale is going to be played in theaters.
Yes, 2 hours long. It's going to be simultaneously on Netflix and in theaters.
If this show hooks me, I will go see it in theaters. If this season is good enough, I will go see it in theaters just because that would be kind of cool to do. Otherwise, I'll watch it on Netflix with ads.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Let's see here, Scott. I read ages ago about Stranger Things. They were supposed to have a werewolf in one of the episodes, but that episode got caught. Why is that? Let's go take a look and see if we can find that
Assuming
real quick.
means cut.
Yep, I'm assuming so as well. Let's see. Strange. Marcus, did you hear anything about that?
No, I never heard that, but you know how much I love werewolves. Wolves. That would have been cool.
All right, I'm taking a look here, see what I can find if there's any news on it.
They
I
could have
want to.
did like a little silver bullet like tribute, like they did the '70s show tribute.
I just want to know if they're bringing back Eddie as that one.
That's
Because
all
they've been
I care
teasing.
about. That's
They've
all
been
I care
they were
about.
like teasing a specific character from Dungeons and Dragons. I can't remember the name.
Yeah,
He carries around a mace. He's like a minotaur or something like that.
yeah.
And he kept making like the horn thing on his head. So who knows? Maybe he'll come back as like an undead demon or whatever. And also, I believe it was the character that Eddie said returned from the dead or something, or during their like original D&D thing in the beginning. I don't know. Maybe I'll have to go back and rewatch season 4 and get those little Easter eggs, and we can discuss it further.
Well, they have somebody credited as a werewolf in Chapter 3, the Polywog episode. Sam Ashby was credited as playing the werewolf.
Let me see if they got any images on them. Sam Ashby.
Yeah.
Werewolf.
Good call there, Scott Walker.
I'm just gonna sit here and look pretty. They can do their computer stuff.
I'm just trying to see here. Yeah.
How you doing, Chad? How you guys doing? While we look at this, while we find this werewolf.
Anything
Sam
on
and
your
Dean
side
Winchester
there?
over there.
I don't remember this image, but I do see something. If you just type Sam Ashby werewolf Stranger Things, it's the very first picture that pops up in the images.
I got it. Let me go ahead and show this real quick.
I don't remember seeing that in the episode though. Oh, they said it was cut. That's right.
There it is right here.
Yeah.
See if we can make this a little bit bigger here. Open a new tab.
Hit visit. Or hit
What
visit.
would be the reason to have a werewolf in Stranger Things? I think that's the important question. Like, what would be the reason to add it?
Wait, was Chapter 3? Wasn't that because they had a Halloween episode, didn't they?
Yeah. Well,
you know what?
Maybe that's
wait.
what.
Did they, or was
wasn't
that
the Halloween? I can't remember which season they had a Halloween. Oh,
season 3 is summer during like the mall and whatnot.
That's right. Yep. Yeah, that's right. With Billy, yeah.
Yeah, season 2 is the Halloween episode because I got those McFarlane figures for that. All right, let's take a look here. Before we dive into what we're seeing here, let's see what we got going on in the chat here. Oh, this is a good question. So, Dragon Ball Radiant, are you going to make another video predicting which Ghostface killer is Stu in the trailer? I certainly am. I am. I'm going to start tearing apart the trailer this week. I just finished my second video for November, and that's going to talk about Stu's motives. Perfect timing for the trailer because it allowed me to connect the dots a little bit more on the bulletproof vest and how that appears in the last 3 films. So, yep, I'm going to do that. I'm going to start looking at it this week, and then I'll see how long it'll take me to pull together all the information for it. So, great question there.
Well, you know my prediction, which one I said was, I think it's him.
Yeah, we'll get to it. Let's keep on the Stranger Things talk. I just wanted to get to that now because I know I'm going to lose that comment later. So Scott's got Millie Bobby Brown's character was supposed to get attacked by the werewolf, and she was supposed to be the wolf in the show. You know what? Scott's usually on target when it comes to finding this stuff, so I'm going to have to go. It's like, sounds right.
I don't know if she was supposed to be a wolf. I remember the Duffy brothers saying that, they were such a fan of paying homage to like Stephen King and other horror movies. So her character, at least her power set, was always meant to be an homage to David Keith in Firestarter, the dad. So whenever he used his powers and put his hands on his head, he had the nosebleed, and that's why they did that with 11. So yeah, that was a whole Firestarter Easter egg.
All right, and Dragon Ball, I am flagging your comments. I'll come back to those screen ones in a short bit. King Matthew, I think season 5 needs to up the stakes for Stranger Things by killing off Steve, Will, and 11. That's what would make the season great, in my opinion, is the emotional death. So, as always,
you mentioned that.
Somebody's going to segue us into our conversation. So let's go ahead and start that way. Go ahead, Noah. What do you got to say?
So there's a scene in the trailer when Nancy's washing her hands, and then they pan up to her, and she's like very like heavily sobbing. I'm thinking it's Steve.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking maybe it's Mike. It's not Will. It's not going to be Will. It's not going to be
No.
11.
Really? Oh,
I don't
not
think
that soon.
it can't be, because Will, they show at the end of the trailer that Will is very important, and I think if
Vecna.
11's
Yeah.
gonna die, she's gonna die to Vecna's hand. I don't think that she's gonna die working with Nancy. So it'd have to be someone that you typically would see with Nancy. Could throw a curveball in there and take out Dustin. I don't know. I think really it sets up. It probably sets up Mike or I'm blanking on his name, Steve. I think I don't know. Personally, I think that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah.
Yep. Let us know in the comments who you think may be getting the axe. But it's a really good question. So if I look at all of the other TV shows that I watch, and I don't watch many of them, and I know like usually when we're coming to the end of a series or a big season, we don't get all the big things that happen in the final episode. It's maybe the episode before it where we get some of the bigger deaths. That so
There's
that
going to be episode finales in this too. So there's going to be stuff happening like all throughout.
Yeah.
Yes. So my question to you and everybody that's watching. So who do you think is going to die in the show? Is it going to be Hopper? Is it going to be Will? Is it going to be? I think 11's definitely going at the end, the final.
After all this time to finally take out Hopper when he should have died in season 3, and then they're like, let's that actually didn't happen because people were upset about it. So he just got taken to Russia. Surprise. Yeah, I don't think that was planned either. I don't think that him coming back was planned. I think that he was meant to die there. And if he wasn't,
I met the Ukrainian actor who played the Russian guy. At a con. I worked a con with him, and he kind of hinted that originally Hopper was supposed to be, that was supposed to be the end of both of them.
Yeah,
it was supposed to be like a Michael Myers, Dr. Loomis situation where Carpenter actually killed them off, unalived them off, but the producers brought them back. In part 4, same thing with Stranger Things. Yeah.
I think with this being a final season, they're gonna safely take out. I do think Steve is gonna die. I don't think that think that they can't take out Steve. It wouldn't make sense. Really, as much as it sucks to say, it makes sense that they take out Steve, because it's gonna hurt, and it's gonna be a driving force for a lot of characters. For Dustin, for Nancy.
Yep.
Well,
does he happen in the first part? Does he happen in the first set of episodes that drop?
Nah.
Really?
I don't think so.
I say the second half probably.
I say that army scene in the trailer when the Demogorgons and Vecna are just tearing through people, and then Will gets like levitated towards Vecna. I think 11 dies there, and I think Will is abducted, and we potentially lose Steve there at the same time. Or we get like 11 died, but she's actually just like wounded.
All right. I think Hopper is gonna survive. I think Hopper lives. Right. I think
it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, the story arc for him, I think it plays out better in the season finale if 11 sacrifices herself to shut everything down, and Hopper has to deal with the fallout. I also think
King Matthew got a point. I could see Lukas, that clip of Lukas under distress at the elevator in the hospital. Yeah, he could be one that goes too.
Now, do you think Lukas has to maybe unalive Max to save his sister? Because maybe Max comes out of the coma and is under the influence of Vecna?
Yeah, that would be...
Lukas is also in a pit somewhere in the trailer, being and he's like on the ground, and a Demogorgon is standing over him. So he's almost dying several times in this trailer. There's a scene where Mike is hurt, actually. So I think actually Mike does not die wherever Nancy is, because he's being carried by what the hell's her name? I should take a shot for this. Winona Ryder. He's being carried by Winona Ryder before they show that explosion scene.
I remember
and
that.
They try to make you think that they both die there, because there's a scene where soldiers are carrying one another and they explode in an explosion. They want to make it look like it's the same, like those two characters, which would be crazy if it is. It's not, but it would be crazy.
I will say Linda Hamilton is definitely getting off. You know, she's the general or whatever for the military.
Oh yeah,
she's definitely going to get off in that scene.
Probably in the final.
Organs.
Well, what do you think about
whenever that attack takes place?
Yeah,
whenever that attack takes place, she's getting off.
What do you think about that scene? A little bit too over the top, a little too Hollywood?
Nah, it's expected, man. You know they got to go out with a bang. I kind of like the idea of Vecna being back in the real world, you know, and I like his new look. I actually like the new look to him.
I think what's more Hollywood is like the giant rock pillars that are levitating in the sky. Like that's very Hollywood. That's very Hollywood.
Yeah.
The town being quarantined, that's an interesting thing to know. Like I like not entirely shocking, because we, you know, like they didn't explain what really happened, but it interesting. I kind of like that route. I think the first couple episodes are going to be some teenage angst. I think we're going to get some depression.
Yeah. Especially
I mean,
Lukas.
Lukas, Mike, because even he was talking about it, like it being one final night, but then they were talking about taking out Vecna. I'm curious if they're gonna explore other like theories, like Mike and Nancy's mom potentially being Vecna's sister, and she didn't actually die in that flashback. Like I saw that, I was like, that's kind of interesting. Again, forget her character, Winona Ryder's character. They technically went to high school together. Some people are connecting the dots on that, so that's interesting to note too. I think there's going to be a lot of reveals in this season. I think we're going to get a lot of like big reveals this season.
Yeah, one theory I saw floating out there was that Vecna was Eleven's father.
Ooh.
Yep. So that would be the big reveal in the season.
Then who would be his? Who would be the love interest? Who would be?
Yeah, and how old would he have been?
Because he went into the facility at an early age, right? And then practically lived there all the way up to his.
Well, wait, but we know we've seen the mom. We're saying that the mom had relations with Vecna as a child, then, because that's how that timeline matches.
Yeah, I don't know. That's not my theory. I will not go back and watch Stranger Things, because I do not have the time to go back and watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, that's fair. Those episodes are long.
They are long episodes, but again, just not enough time. Like I would probably have to dedicate all of this week and next week to watch it. But Predator's coming out this week, so there's one day I got to work on Predator. Watch Predator, then Scream, the Scream video trailer. I got to pull that apart yet. So time is tough. I don't have time to watch Stranger Things. I need a whole 2-day weekend maybe to get through a season or two. So the Eddie thing. So the one thing I did see about Eddie is, I know a lot of people are bugging this talk Scream, so maybe we'll wrap up Stranger Things with this too, is that Eddie is resurrected by Vecna and is his right-hand man in the season, and it's kind of following some Dungeons and Dragons lore with Raz.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
In their like season 4 thing, they said that the character that the Easter eggs are basing it off of, the Minotaur with the mace. That character turns on Vecna in that story.
Yep.
As far as I remember, like I said, I gotta go back and watch it. I might have to go back. It's the first episode, so I might just have to go back and rewatch that scene. But from what I was seeing and from what I'm thinking, like that would make sense. Like he's doing that, and then at the end he might help take out Vecna. What if they do the thing though? What if they do the thing though too, that it is all just one big Dungeons and Dragons storyline, right?
It'd be as bad as the rumors going around that Rick was all dreaming the entire Walking Dead, and he wakes back up at the hospital.
The
Now-
only way that I would be okay with it is if they actually filmed a scene where they're young from years ago, back when they were in season 1, season 2, and that's the ending. It's like them finishing the game from that age. That would be okay. I would be okay
That'd be
with that
smart.
because then it would make sense why everyone's aging up so much. It's like, oh, well, they're
Yeah.
becoming warriors, so they have to be adults.
Yeah,
So
that's
Yeah.
a good ending.
that's why it makes sense.
Yeah.
And
I would be cool with
surprisingly,
Yeah.
surprisingly, the character that should have been evaporated by lightning, a spiral lightning, was actually just abducted by Russians and taken to a secret facility that just happened to house all of these secret world aliens from the Upside Down. Kind of crazy. Oh, and also characters flying to Russia on a plane. They almost get taken out, and then they crash land close to where they need to be and find them. I'm just saying.
Yep.
I'm just saying. This sounds like a Dungeons and Dragons story with a couple of NPCs.
Yeah, they could de-age them and make them look young again. Yeah,
Yep.
I wouldn't
All
mind
right,
that at all.
Marcus. Any closing comments? You take us out, and we're going to switch to Scream.
I wanted to know. So since there's 3 essentially sections of this, like how many episodes per thing?
Let's see.
Because like
Yeah.
Wednesday did 4 and 4, so yeah, I'm curious to see what Stranger Things is
We
doing.
didn't even discuss that Vecna was the one who potentially abducted Will in season 1, and that's why he wasn't, eaten.
Yeah.
Because Demogorgons don't abduct people. Like they're not xenomorphs.
So we have episodes 1, 2, 3, and 4 drop on November 26th. Then we have 5, 6, and 7 that drop on Christmas, and then the last number 8 episode is on New Year's Eve.
In theaters on New Year's Eve.
I'm gonna go see it in theaters.
Yeah.
It depends on what time it is. Because like if it's like, oh, you watch it with the ball drop, I'm good.
Yeah. It's something different to do on New Year's Eve, right?
Yeah.
It's not like your bills go away the day after. They're still here. Alrighty, let's start with Scream. Let's go into Scream now. I got a question here from Dragon Ball. Are you going to wait till the movies are out to have a wider perspective on things? And this is in relation to Scream. Nope. I am not, man. I got a 2-part video series coming out on what's going on with Ghostface, and the first part of that is going to be Stu's motives for Scream 7. The second part of that is going to be something that's been brought up on the channel. We're probably going to get to it very shortly. Is Stu's accomplice over the years being Kirby Reed. And I let Marcus and Noah know this, is that I found some clues linking Stu as the true accomplice to Roman. So we're going to get into that too. So there's going to be a lot of stuff that we're going to get into when it comes to Scream, going into Scream. So stay tuned for that, and then we'll definitely we'll play around with that some more. And I'm thinking, if I have the time, it's just like right now, the guys here on the channel know the last year and a half has been very, very long for me. That's why I switched to a bi-weekly schedule when it comes to video releases, and things are just still very busy for me outside of YouTube. So I'm going to try to throw in some Easter egg videos and do some recuts of the films from before and how they tie into future things and future hints. So hopefully I'll be able to get all that stuff done. So, all right. So let's see here. We have a question. Let's see. Dragon Ball, question for you. Do you think that Ghostface inside the house attraction was Stu or one of his disciples? So go ahead, guys.
I'll let Noah take it.
I was actually so one of the notes I was gonna say is like right at the beginning, like it could just be like they did a switch out for the trailers. Like he was moving like a dude. He wasn't just moving like an animatronic. I don't know if there's two Ghostface in this movie.
I think it was 3.
You think there's 3? I was like, because like they're playing the trailer like it's 1. They really are. But I think there's gonna be I think there's multiple. I think there's gonna be multiple, and I dare I say I think it's gonna be in multiple locations. I think that we're jumping locations. I don't think that the Ghostfaces are going to be together all at the same time. I think that and I do think that Stu's obviously going to be the one who's in that opening scene, because that's an opening scene right there, like that especially with the knife up, that's an opening scene. He's burning it down. That's Stu in the beginning. I think that trailer is going to have a wide shot at the end. He's going to walk out, and there's going to be, like you said, there's going to be two more Ghostface standing there, and he's going to stop, turn around, stand in the middle, take off his mask. I think you're going to get an open reveal of Stu right here. I think that would be, I'm not 50-50 chance on it. I think it'd be really interesting if he turns it up, like he just turns around, flips off the mask, because it would be interesting to know, we know who at least one of the Ghostface are right at the beginning, and that takes us into the rest of the movie not knowing who the other two people who are helping him are. But they're people he's willing to trust, and he's willing to teach or work with or whatever to help rebuild his legacy or burn down the Stab movie legacy. I don't know. But I think that's the opening sequence right there.
Yeah, I think Marcus kind of, or maybe both of you, kind of touched on it when we did the live trailer reaction this week. Is that there's the knife swipe in the trailer, right? Nobody else would have known about the knife swipe. The knife swipe happens in Scream 96 when Gail's not around, right? And there's no witnesses around to talk about the knife swipe. So how would that signature move show up again, right? So that definitely has to be Stu in there. But like Marcus is thinking too, it looks like there's 3 different Ghostface in the trailer. It looks like they finally figured it out with stuntmen, not to have the same stuntman playing Ghostface throughout the entire movie, because we have a bulkier Ghostface,
taller,
taller one, and leaner one, and then we have a short one. And there's I believe the short one is also the one in the kitchen, because that one doesn't have like the full the hood's off and everything like that, so they're a little disheveled. But I think that's why we're going to have 3 Ghostface in this, and I don't think they're going to be working together. I think they're going to be working in parallel to each other.
Yeah. It could be a chance that Stu and his sister are working together, and then there's a third one.
Well, like you said, Noy, it jumps from Woodsboro to whatever fictional town that Sydney is living in, even though they filmed in outside Atlanta. So the shot, if you remember in the trailer, there's a shot where you see Ghostface coming out of the coffee shop that Sydney runs or works at night. That looks like Stu. And granted, this might be because Matthew Lillard never put on a costume in the first movie. Only what's his name, Skeet, put on a costume, and Nev put on a costume. So if you pause it on that shot where you see Ghostface walking from the coffee shop, that's a pretty big dude. And Lillard packed on some weight over the years too, so it looks like Lillard's body type. I think that's Lillard in that moment. Inside his house, it's a little smaller, sleeker frame. A little slender frame in comparison to his body type. So like your dad said, man, it's several different stuntmen, or that might have been Lillard just in that one shot walking, that champion shot. And I think it's more than 2 this time, but I'll be shocked if it's just 1 again. But I think it's going to be multiple for sure.
Yep, and Scott Walker may have hit it on the head here. What are the chances that McKenna Grace could be a killer in Scream 7?
The short one.
The short one?
And I either say her or our girl as secretly Stu's sister.
What is the common color that most of the Ghostface wear throughout the entire franchise?
Flannel.
What color is it?
The blue and the white.
The blue flannel. In the trailer, McKenna Grace is wearing a flannel skirt.
Yep.
So
that's smart. I didn't even think about that.
Yeah, I caught that immediately. Yeah.
Yep. The only person to wear blue flannel that was not a Ghostface was Derek, and they changed it at the last minute. So he was
Mhm.
originally intended to be a Ghostface, but they stopped it towards the end because of all the leaks that were getting out there. So it's very well possible, Scott, that McKenna Grace is a part of the whole ordeal. Let's see
That
what
would
else we can.
I wouldn't be totally surprised if she see that's a Ghostface that's working on her own. Then I think that would be interesting if she's working on her own and then she tries to go up against Stu. That would be funny.
Yep. Have a good one, 420 Slayer. We'll talk to you later.
To answer Scott's question, Anna Camp. We were thinking Anna Camp, who's supposed to be Sydney's neighbor, is secretly Leslie Mocker. But you know who else I think is possibly a Ghostface just because of who he plays in his current show, and I think he would be a perfect Ghostface in my opinion. That whatever character Asa German or Asa, or however you pronounce his name, Asa German is playing.
They
You know,
didn't
because he
even show
plays.
the trailer.
Yeah, he's not in the trailer, and
They didn't show. Yep.
And I guess because when they cut the trailer, or whenever they filmed his scenes, you know, he probably, you know, in conflict with the boys or whatever. I mean, Gen V. But just the way he plays Sam and how well he plays Unhinged, I think he would be a perfect Ghostface, man.
All right.
Yeah.
King Matthew, before I get to Wayne's theory, is King Matthew's theory here for Scream 7. Maybe one of the killers is the guy from the B&B house in the trailer because we don't see him die. Like,
That's true, but I think he gets off though. Some tells because
I
he
think
just
they
seems
shouldn't
too.
add that scene in the trailer.
Yeah, he seems like too. The trope, like the prankster, the overexcited boyfriend, like he fits that trope.
Yeah, then it's almost kind of like the whole Scream 6 opening again, right? He brought the girl there to set her up, and then we have the other one. It's a blind date, so I don't think they're going to retread that water.
Yeah, that's true.
Wayne Turner joins us. My predictions that 2 killers, first-time females, Tatum and Leslie, Stu confirmed dead.
I mean, I wouldn't mind that, except for that shot again that I think was Lillard in the costume, man. If it wasn't for that, then I would totally be like, yeah, that's possibly it. But that one shot, that was a big person under that costume, so it's
I
no
won't
way
ever discredit that Tatum is coming back because people are saying that
Not that Tatum, no,
not
Sydney's
that
daughter.
Sydney's
Oh,
daughter.
Tatum. Okay.
Yeah.
My question is like, there's a scene where like they close themselves off in a safe, or like not in a safe, but like a panic room,
safe room,
a safe room. But then they start traveling through like these very thin walls. Why?
I think that's
get out the house.
It's just the placement, right? It doesn't mean that happened after that scene. I'm thinking that the house, well, the walls that they're going through is in the coffee bar, wherever she owns.
Okay.
But to come to Wayne Turner's point, so the original Ghostface for this one is supposed to be Leslie and Christina Carpenter. So with the Sam and Tara being pulled out of this, means Christina Carpenter would most likely not be in this. So all they would be doing is plugging in another female to fit it. And Tatum, I don't know. Like, first of all, I want to know what happened to Sydney's other daughter because she had 2, right? Marcus, you caught that. It's like, why does she have only one daughter now? But
did she die in an accident that Tatum actually caused?
Could be. Is it too close to being like Jill, retelling the Jill story? We know that the last 2 movies have kind of retreaded 1, 2, and 3, and so like, why not retread 4 in this one?
Do you think they're just gonna retcon her having 2 kids?
I think so. I think they're retconning her and having 2 kids.
Unless they like just do some like they do like a quick conversation where like they mentioned that like maybe she was sick and she didn't get better or something like that, and they just kind of like write it off that way. She has it with her husband before we see that he dies. He dies in the trailer.
Unless he's Ghostface. He's bulky just like the one other Ghostface in this.
That's true, but that's also because he's probably wearing a vest under his police uniform. So true. Maybe they're just taking him out and they're giving it to us. Because
I
I
hope
think
so.
that the ambulance scene that we see in this trailer could be one of two things. It could either be him dying, and then also how you faking your own death as a cop, right? Like that's something that you're gonna be heavily investigating.
Mhm.
So I think it's either him actually dying or one of the twins dying in that scene where her and their friends are all being attacked in a
In the
bar.
kitchen?
I think.
I think it's the kitchen.
Yeah.
Looks like the kitchen.
Yeah, it's the bar, so it goes from the front to the kitchen. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So this is
I
another
think he
thing.
gets off. I think Mark gets off because, like, when you see the plastic, Ghostface stabs. Even though,
Yeah.
granted,
Mhm.
Dewey and Chad survived all their stabbings, he spits up a lot of blood in that plastic in that shot. So
Mhm.
I don't know. Yeah.
And also
Remember,
that
Plus,
would
he
be
gets
stealing from
choked
the
right?
out
six
too.
a bit too.
Plus, he gets choked out too. So
Yep.
it's like,
I'm
yeah.
just gonna say, remember, the Scream 6 trailer was full of red herrings. So I don't take anything that you see in this at face
You know what'd be
value because it's
hilarious
very good.
if he fakes his own death. He's like, I figured out how to do it from my brother Roman.
Oh, it could be right. I hope.
Listen, I'll
I
find
don't
any
know.
way. I'll find there's in multiple ways you could ruin this movie. I'm just
Yeah.
pointing them out.
They had the opportune time. We'll get to King Matthew's statement here in a minute, but they had the opportune time in the last film to make Roman's story a lot stronger, and they
Yeah, I
just
know.
fumbled the ball on it. So I don't know. I don't know if you can go back to Roman anymore, even though he's rumored to be in this one, and he's supposedly signed on for it. I don't know if you can go back to it. You have to have some really good storytellers to do it, and those storytellers can't be following the same beats as the first 4 or 5 films. They have to do something original.
Yeah.
So King Matthew here's the town Sydney lives in is Pine Groves, Indiana. So I wonder how would Ghostface follow Sydney there? Because here's what we kind of mentioned a little bit earlier. There are Ghostface that are operating separate from each other. So there's a Ghostface
Yeah.
in Woodsboro, and then there's the Ghostface that's in Pines Grove. And this is where we're going to get to the popcorn theories that we have coming with Kirby Reed being involved in that. So I definitely think Kirby Reed either is coming back as an antagonist or a protagonist, and they're going to just pick up that prior piece of the story where she's following the Ghostface cult that is across the country now.
Yeah, because if you go back and listen to 6, remember Bailey tried to say she was fired from the FBI. I think
Mhm.
I've always felt like that was a lie. Anyway, and
Mhm.
Kirby even called it out during the scene when he shot her. So,
Mhm.
like you said, very well be she could just be trying to track down the cults, cult
Yep.
members. So yeah.
Now on Reddit, there are subreddits that are have been created to promote the Scream franchise. Right, there's the Woodsboro Truther that stays in true canon form with the films, and then there was another one, and my God, I could shoot myself for not bookmarking it, but there was a subreddit that was going in between the Scream 5 and 6 where it was the cult members talking between each other and sharing victim shots and stuff like that and talking about how they were spreading it. And I can never find it again. So I don't know if they took it down eventually because I can
Maybe.
could come across it again. But so there's lots of clues on that subreddit that's out there.
I'm not entirely
I
sure how
wanted
Reddit works other than
to
after we take stuff down.
I wanted to comment on King Matthew's other comment where he said he thinks Jill, could possibly be one of the Ghostface because of the line about Ghostface saying, "Hey, we grew up in Roseboro." Again, that leads me to thinking that it's Leslie because, again, unfortunately, being Stu's sister, her son was taken out by Ghostface too. She grew up with the whole because like she would be older, right? Was she not? Than Stu?
Yep, she is
Yeah.
older.
So
She's older.
yeah. So I definitely think Anna Camp is a strong possibility of being Leslie.
I think
And of
so.
course,
I
it
think
would
that's.
make it would make perfect sense for her to work
Is
her way
Anna
into.
Camp older than Matthew Lillard?
Hold on.
I think so.
Are we sure?
You see, Anna
Just
Camp is
because she looks
43.
good for her age.
Yeah. Nah, she's 43. She's younger than me. Yeah, because
That's what I'm saying. Like, yeah, she's
It's
that
don't mean nothing. This
Hollywood.
is Hollywood. This is
It's
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
I know, but like
Hollywood. Look, does
Yeah.
Sydney look like she's 60 years old? Because it's a 10-year time jump, right? Like, no.
Right. Yeah.
That's
Um,
also crazy to me.
so
Oh, I
to
forgot
touch,
it's a time jump. I forgot it's
yep.
a time jump.
So
Yeah.
so to
It's at
touch on
least
your
10
comment,
years.
Marcus and King Matthew's comments, is Leslie. How about Martha Meeks? She grew up with Sydney.
Oh,
Randy has
yeah,
died. Randy has died
yeah.
because of Sydney. Her kids have been in trouble because of Sydney. She could be
And
the
she just
one.
recently did that in Wednesday. She
You
recently
think
just did it in
Mandy's
Wednesday.
going after Sydney and Stu's going after her kids in Woodsboro?
Yeah, I'm thinking that. So this is kind of what we addressed in the Pop 5 that came out 2 weeks ago. Is that Martha finally snaps because maybe one of her kids die, and she
Mhm,
associates the Woodsboro and Ghostface keep coming back because of Sydney. So she's like, "That's
mhm.
it. I'm going to end it for good. My brother died. My one of my kids died, or both of my kids died. I'm taking out Sydney, and I'm burning everything to the ground."
Oh, and
It makes sense. It fits.
well,
Mhm,
it would be interesting if Stu is still burning down the house, like the house and whatnot, and
mhm,
takes out the Requel franchise. So he's going after the twins. Maybe
Mhm,
he takes out both. So Mandy's going after her daughter because
mhm.
that's prevalent in the
Yeah.
movies that she's going after her daughter. So an
Mhm.
eye for an eye, basically.
Yep. Martha
I mean,
Martha fits. She fits.
She does. She does.
She really fits everything.
She has and again, they just kind of did that with her character on Wednesday, so
Yep.
it could work. It could
Mhm.
work. So
but that means that we're taking out both the twins, or at least one of the twins in this
I
movie.
think they're both gonna go in this one. Honestly,
Mhm.
I think.
That would suck to bring them back just to take them out. Like I would
Yeah,
hate that.
All right,
yeah.
let's see what else we got going on here in the comments. So that was Scott. Which actress do you think is going to play Stu's sister? We talked about that one. Out for people wearing. Oh, look at this one here. So you also have to watch out for people wearing all black, cause Amber and Mickey wore that color and were killers. Good point. Good point. So this is in to the comment that we were talking about the blue plaid. Let's see here, Scott. That Scooby Doo episode. I'm going to get around to it, Scott. Very busy schedule, but I have it marked on something to watch. I'm a little bit lighter this week, but again, I want to pull apart that Scream trailer because there's a bunch of hidden references in there. So that's what's going to take my time this week.
Hold on,
Let's
I got something for you. I got something for you.
what?
Mickey
Oh,
didn't always wear all black. If you go back and just type in Mickey Altieri, he did wear a blue shirt and he also wore a blue button up on top of like a blue grayish shirt.
so he wore
And
black
then
and then he wore blue.
he wore blue most of the movie and then wore
Okay.
black like towards the end. Yeah,
Mm.
black and
All
gray
right.
towards the end, but majority of the movie he was in blue.
Yeah.
Yep.
There. Blue shirt. Blue shirt. Um. That's the same blue shirt. There is. I don't know
The
if that's
blue.
blue or that might be
Yeah, it's blue.
purple.
No,
Is
it's
it
blue
blue?
on gray because yeah, it's blue on gray.
All right. What is with?
That's when I was on campus.
Oh,
So I
all
remember
right.
that.
Yep. Yeah, definitely blue. What is it with the color of blue and the franchise, huh? That's
Yeah.
weird.
And even Mrs. Loomis had a blue suit, business
Oh
suit
yeah.
in one of the scenes. Yeah.
All right. So if I go back and recut the Easter egg films, now I'm gonna have to look for that blue as the major thing. Let's see what else we got here. Wayne Turner. I want three killers: Stu, Kirby, and Jill. Stu and Jill both still alive, but not what I think we will get. Instead, we
I
get
really
Stu's
think Jill
sister
is
and
done.
Sydney's daughter.
Yeah, I think Jill is done because they would have even hinted at Emma Roberts possibly coming back if they had intentions. They wouldn't have
Well,
kept
Didn't
Emma.
she like she followed
she followed
the production
Spyglass, right?
company? Yeah.
Yep. She followed Spyglass once a lot of those announcements were getting leaked out. So
We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah.
Maybe she'll get a small role where she's in an insane where they go to an insane asylum and she's actually just nuts. And she's like so she's not actually doing anything in the Ghostface realm, and that's when you realize that it's probably Stu. I don't know.
Dude, I mean, unless you like 50 Cent or some other John Travolta in Face Off or whatever, if that center
People in this
mass
franchise
shot
are
that she
durable.
received. Well, I'm saying, but that center mass shot that she received, unless it was like an inch away from her heart, she didn't survive that shot, dude.
I don't know, man. People
Like,
are durable in this franchise.
Look, we talked about it. We talked about it on Thursday, right? The percentage of survival is there for a gunshot to the chest, and she was in a hospital already, so it could happen, right? It could happen. The
And
only thing
hospitals
that
do not.
go
They
ahead.
will not just leave her there. They won't just leave her
Yeah.
there. If they can save her, they will.
Yeah, regardless of who she is and who she's
no, I know.
attacked, they're going to attempt to save her. So now the only kicker with all of this is that we've seen the crime board in part 6, and all of them are
Mhm.
listed as being deceased. Now,
Mm.
Stu, it's very easily for him to have survived, right? And we've talked about
Yeah.
this in other videos and stuff like that. Stu's house is worth millions of dollars, and the person that would own that house is obviously going to have some influence, right? And whether they're a part of the government or they're probably part of tech and stuff like that, they could easily make it covered up where Stu is put into the insane asylum and people kind of forget about him because
Did we
if
get
you
any story
remember,
about them in the first film? Their parents.
what do you mean? I'm sorry, I didn't catch all of that.
Like, did we get any story? Like, did they
Nope.
say anything about his parents, like where they were, anything like that?
They're away that weekend because there is a little reference that's on the whiteboard when he's on the phone where it says, "Sorry we missed your birthday, honey. Don't forget to feed the dog this weekend." So absentee parents, again, they have influence. They could have covered it up because if we remember, Tara's on the phone. She doesn't remember Stu is one of the original killers in Stab. So obviously, making Billy to seem more like
Just likes the Babadook.
the mastermind behind everything, and all the focus being on other killers. That's very well how Stu could have survived.
I mean, they also have the. I don't even know if you guys saw, but in the opening scene, on the walls, the carpet, they ripped it up and cut it where Billy got shot in the head. I don't know if you guys saw that. Yeah, there's like a scene where there's like a spot where it's covered in blood where he got shot in the head by Sydney at the end of the first one. So I think it really does seem fitting that this is still. It all does seem like this is lining up to be Stu. And I think the David Arquette thing is like some sort of AI thing because that audio clip didn't sound like Roman to me in the beginning. All the people around you die just by knowing you, whatever. That sounded like David Arquette to me. I know people say it sounds like Roman. I thought it was David Arquette. I don't know what you guys think, but
it was definitely David Arquette in that one
Okay.
part of the trailer, and then at the end it's Stu. So you do hear the two voices. What I have to say about that is I am tending to lean towards thinking that both voices are AI, because if you remember in the trailer, he sits up and there's this weird electronic sound of him sitting up. So I don't know if that's a combination of sound from the animatronic in the house and then that scene. But it could
Stu's
very well be
unrestorated.
all AI, and it could just be a copycat of Stu that's going through everything.
You
The
know
the audio clip of Stu at the end of the trailer is Stu now. Like that's Matthew Lillard today. Matthew Lillard. That wasn't taken from the first movie. Like that's his much older, raspier voice. So I don't know. I think if they're making it like some sort of AI thing, it seems like they're swinging and missing with it because it doesn't seem like
that scene that you're talking about though, when he does the Michael Myers setup. To me, I don't even think that was like robotic. It sounded like because when you get hit in the vest, man, that stuff is painful. It'll knock the wind out of you. So it just sounded like a regular person just taking that breath. Like, yeah, like it just definitely. Yeah.
Good one.
Fabric shifting. Because the cloak looks different in this one. The cloak it looks like it has a stitching down the middle and around the neckline, which is new.
It looks like the flap. Who had the flap? Roman had the flap, right? Yeah, Roman had the flap. Yeah.
Yeah, so that one that's a new that looks like a new cloak. It also looks like a different fabric, if I'm not mistaken. It didn't look very sparkly to me. But I don't know. I'm gonna have to go watch the trailer again because I watched it a couple times. But I noticed that like there's that there's like a thing, like you can see like the stitching, and then
Mhm.
I think there's stitching around the arms too. From what I've seen, the sparkle robes are all like they're just like one thing. So I don't know, man. I don't but that cloak looks weird.
Yep. Oracle 684. Isn't there supposed to be a secret cameo in Scream 7? Yes and no. And the reason why I say yes
Mhm.
and no is because while it was rumored and leaked that there's a secret cameo, which is the reason why I did that one video, Scream in the past, Marcus knows this very well, has a very common thing to do where if the real story gets out, what they tend to do behind scenes is create and fabricate stories on who is a Ghostface, and they come up with false scripts and they release them and they leak them all out there because their
Yeah.
original plot details is out there. So now they have to release multiple plot details out there for other things, so to throw people off. So this could be a red herring, where they're
Mhm.
like everything. Stu could be a red herring. Roman could be a red herring. Jill following Spyglass could be a red herring. A lot of this could be just be done to throw people off the scent of what's really going to happen in the film if it already leaked out there. Because it was also said that Stu or Matthew Lillard was not only mentioned, or he only talked about being in Scream 7 because it leaked, and then he jumped on it from there.
Yeah, because he said it was never supposed to be disclosed at first. Yeah.
All right,
Yeah.
let's see here. Let's see what other we got here. This is a good one because we talked about this earlier in the year. The
Yeah, I
killer
said
is,
that's what I wanted.
yeah. hmm
Yeah.
He looks like he could be related to Stumacher. He looks like he
Mhm.
has a lot of the features of Matthew Lillard. Could it be? Could it be a flashback scene and he's playing a younger Stumacher?
Ooh.
That's
Let me see.
interesting.
Let me see if they gave him a character name.
hmm
Yeah.
And the reason why I say this is because in the trailer now, with the line being, "Hey, we grew up together in Woodsboro," this
Do
could
we get a
be
flashback?
tying to a flashback.
Oh, you think we'll get David Arquette
Uh,
alive in a flashback then?
Could be. Could be.
I also think
yeah.
that
So
we're
they
getting
haven't
several
given him a.
phone calls. Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was
Yeah.
saying they haven't given him a character name yet on IMDb. So
Yeah, that's another interesting thing too. Is that because we talked about that when we talked about that a while ago, that he wasn't casted, and now he's still not casted as anything. So that would make sense. That would make sense then why he has no cast title,
Mhm.
a character title yet. But then you have to have potentially so many other young variations of characters that aren't casted in this
hmm
movie yet. So then that potentially comes up with another problem, unless it's just going to be Stu in the nut house when he's younger, and then they show him by himself or something like that, and then we get
hmm
we find out what happened after the events of Scream 1 to Stu. So that maybe that would make some sense. We see an age down David Arquette and Gail Weathers potentially going to visit him and not mentioning it to Sydney or something like that, because that would be an interesting story to
Mhm.
narrate in there. Is like maybe they wanted to tell Sydney, but they were like, I gotta cover it up or something like
Yep.
that.
Yep.
To protect it. Yeah.
So Marcus and Noah, Scott needs your opinions. Do you both agree that Stu let his own house on fire or no?
Yeah.
It could go either way. I'm saying yes for now because that's if you remember our screen video we did a while back, a couple weeks ago. Danny and I both said the only way this movie could be successful and work is if Stu is a ghost face and he's like, screw it, I'm burning all of this stuff down, and
Yeah.
I'm,
Mhm.
he's just hell bent on revenge, and so that's why I'm leaning towards yes on that. But then again, looking at the body frame of the stunt person under it, I don't know, So yeah, but I mean, I would love it if it was him personally. So
I'll tell you this: I want the animatronic that's in the house.
yeah, man.
I said I wasn't gonna buy another one, but I want that one.
That one looked pretty good.
Yep, it did.
So good it might
I'll
be
pick
real.
that up. Let's see here. So King Matthew, I think the line Dewey says in the trailer about your friends dying around you is more directed at Ghostface targeting Gale because Gale is the reason Dewey. Oh.
I say it's 50-50. I say
Mhm.
it's 50-50. Part of me, because I was thinking that too. Because I was like, hey, if David Arquette is in this, I could see him pulling a Randy and leaving a video for either Gail or Sydney.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm kind of split on that one, and I think it will work either way. Yeah.
Yep. Good point. Now, Marcus, weren't you the one that was telling me that there's rumors or there was a line that Ghostface calls Gale and Ghostface calls out that, hey, this is the first time that
The
we've
first
talked.
time yeah. So maybe that statement that you said earlier about them retconning stuff from the previous two films, whether it's Sid's daughter or
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know if Kevin Williamson, because here's my take on this. This script, now that Kevin Williamson is back and he wrote the script along with the other person, I forgot his writing partner on this. Or no, if I got the story right, somebody else wrote the story and then Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Williamson came in and did rewrites, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it
Yep.
something like that? I can't remember.
Yep. That's the way it
So
went.
okay, so I could see him like implementing his original ideas that he had for Scream 3 involving Stu. Uh, so maybe he's like, yeah, let me go the route that I had originally planned along with what this new writer did. And so they might be very well, especially with if it is a time jump, they very
Mm-hmm.
well maybe retconning stuff from the last two films.
Mm-hmm. That makes
Especially
sense.
since this is supposed to be a new trilogy,
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
supposedly. So
Yep. So Scott, how can they do the cult scenes with the house being burnt down to the ground? Well, cult doesn't have to operate out of the Mocker house.
And
no,
they also don't. They also don't seem very organized, coordinated.
organized.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is where you go back and you think about Kirby. So Kirby is in Georgia, and she is working for the FBI, tracking Ghostface across the country. So the
Hmm.
cult. And think of the technology that's available today. So there could be, and this is mentioned in Scream 2, and it's mentioned in Scream Part 5, where there are
Subreddits.
the, the subreddits, there's websites and stuff like this that's all talking about that stuff. So it could be just in operation on the dark web.
Hmm. If you all remember that movie, Unfriended Dark Web, how that whole entire cult was on
Hmm.
the dark web. So yeah, it
Yep.
could be the same thing. And the horror movie Smiley did the same thing, where
Hmm.
everything was like done on subreddits and you know, yeah.
Yep. Hmm. Yeah, I got before I ask some questions to you guys here, but I got a funny one here from Scott that he just triggers something that me and Noah had did for an episode. So, guys, I need your honest opinion on how are your dogs with your horror outfits? Do they get protective or aggressive or territorial? My dog Red does not like the Ghostface costume and mask. So, Cece, she's a Doberman. She's over here to my right sleeping. She is fine with all the costumes. Now, I have brought her to a horror convention and I had her walking with me throughout the horror convention. Perfectly fine with people in cosplay until this guy in a pig mask leaned down, got in her face, and started snorting at her. And then she let him know to back off. But she's fine with the animatronics because she's grown up in it. I tried to scare her as a puppy with a mask on, and it kind of worked. But she's fine with me dressing up as a grabber. She's fine with Noah dressing up as Ghostface until I put together that marathon episode for last Christmas of Ghostface talking through Stu's clues. And Noah and I were acting out the opening scene where Noah came through the door. You can't see it right now behind me. He came through the door behind me perfectly fine the first two times, and then we put the buck knife in Noah's hand. And as soon as he came through the door with the buck knife and he raised it, she jumped in front of him and backed him off. So she's okay with that stuff, but if she senses danger, then she's not having it.
Well, to be fair,
Yeah,
we were
same here.
we were using a real one
Leia.
with
Okay.
slippery gloves.
Hmm.
Using a real buck knife with slippery gloves was a bad idea.
Go ahead, Marcus.
Nah, Leia on her hand. I mean, she knows me so well, my sin and everything. She's like, whatever. But the second somebody comes near me, she's like on guard, ready to bite their ankles off. So yeah.
Hmm.
Like even when I'm watching horror movies, she just sit there and stare at the screen and doesn't bother her at all.
Oh, Cece does not like ghost movies, and The Shining terrifies her. And she's also afraid of sharks. But I got an 85-inch TV, so if a shark comes at the screen during Shark Week, she's ducking.
Mhm.
Let's see. King Matthew. I did see a rumor for Scream 7 that Sydney is supposed to go to Kirby, and that was when it was being said that Hayden was in Scream 7. Not sure if the rumor is true. Remember, Entertainment Weekly spoiled it that she's in Scream 7, and they
Well,
haven't
no, I just
announced
looked it
it.
up. It's not. Yeah, it's not confirmed, fully confirmed yet. So
Mhm.
yeah, I don't know. I don't know
I
until they
forgot
actually
about
fully
that.
confirmed her. Yeah, until they fully confirmed her. I mean,
Mhm.
confirm her. I mean, but if she is in a movie, then yeah, I could see that very well
Mhm.
happening. Yeah.
Now, we've kind of been trashing Scream 7 for the last year and a half
Yeah.
on the channel. Not really happy about
Clearly.
it. So, um, did the trailer change any of your minds? I know it changed.
Yes.
Danny's in Mexico. Danny's in Mexico. He's pretty excited about it. I
Yeah,
haven't
I
heard
am.
Lucas'
It
opinion.
changed my mind.
Marcus, you're
Yeah, it
excited?
changed my mind. Yeah. It was just a well cut trailer, man, because it didn't give
Mhm.
away anything, really.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Other than, I mean, we expected to have some inkling of Lillard being in the trailer.
Mhm.
I didn't expect to hear David Arquette's voice in the trailer.
Mhm.
So yeah, I'm super excited for it. Yeah.
All right. Noah, how about you?
I no. I like the trailer. It is as Mark said, it is well cut. But I think it's giving me the same vibes at 28 years later, like the new one that's
Really?
coming out.
Yep.
I
Yeah,
think it's giving me that
yeah.
same vibes because like we were slopping on 28 years later's trailer when it came out, like the first 28 years later when it came out,
Mhm.
and that movie, other than Lucas, I don't think any of us really liked it. I think that we said it was weird and confusing, and we needed to watch the new ones when it comes out, when they
Too
come out.
much dong. Too much dong.
Mhm.
There's a lot of dog. There's a lot of
Yeah.
hot dogs. There's a lot of hot dogs floating around.
Yeah.
A lot of bratwurst.
Yeah.
But with
Zombie
this trailer,
schlongs.
same thing. We said
Yeah.
that this trailer looked good, but that doesn't mean that the movie's gonna end up being good. I think that
Yeah.
I think that this trailer looked really good. But we also said the same thing about the Scream 6 trailer. And look what
I
we got
still
from
love
Scream.
Scream 6. I still
I
love
don't
it.
know. I love Scream 6 for the story progression of Sam. Other than that,
Yeah.
I like because that's all that movie was. That movie was just progressing Sam's psychosis further into being a Ghostface or
Yeah.
something else. But that movie was disappointing. So I'm going to go into it with my theories, the theories that we have had, in
Mhm.
hopes that we get those. And then if I'm disappointed, then we're gonna talk about it, and I'm gonna say I told you so to anybody who said that they think this movie's gonna be good when they go into it on the
Mhm.
podcast. Like we're gonna go a week before the movie comes out. We're gonna have to go into final expectations. My expectations are not changing. I think that
Mhm.
this movie is going to be okay at best, and at
I
worst,
just
they're gonna piss on a lot in this of this They're gonna piss on a lot of this franchise stuff and piss off a lot of people. I'm half expecting to walk out of this movie still.
my biggest hope for this actually is that, and this is just me personally, I know a lot of people I might get flack for this. I really hope this is the last one. I know they said they greenlit 8, but I would be okay if this was the definitive last film and they don't need to drag it out any further. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like I would be totally fine if this was just the final one. And my fingers are crossed for that, So
Every film that you bring back, Sydney, you run more of a potential and risk of ruining that character. Like
mhm,
it gets greater and greater with ruining that character, because she is
mhm.
the most consistent final girl in all of the horror franchises.
She
Right? We
didn't
all
voice
said
her
it.
daughter, which we see in this trailer. She
Yeah.
didn't go nutso on her daughter and be like, "Oh, we gotta
Right,
train you for the future." She
Yep.
right.
has a bunker. She clearly she
Mhm.
has a panic room, but her daughter's like, or maybe like she did try to pressure into it when she was younger and it didn't go well.
Mhm.
And then she's like, now she's like in the trails, like, I want to be strong like you. I don't know,
Yeah.
but
Mhm.
it also just seems like I'm sorry, not Nancy. It also just seems like Sydney is normal in this
Mhm.
movie still.
Mhm.
Yeah. Well, that's the one thing that's been about her character. Like they have attempted to make her seem like she was cracking. Like not the original, the second original story for part three was
Mhm.
that she was going through a lot of trauma. She had attempted to commit suicide and stuff like that, and she was just really not dealing with everything well, which would have made sense.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
Mhm.
how would that have changed the character over the years? So now, like, but if you have her survive this one, then you have 8 and 9. The only way you can get to 8 is if the Ghostface survives at the end of 7.
Yeah.
Because then it's gonna be like, ah, we're gonna get 8 and we're gonna start it all
Especially
over again.
greenlighting it, because it feels
Yep.
like it feels like when we accidentally found out that we were getting a something after Infinity War, because
Mhm.
Kevin Feige even said he shouldn't have told us that, and he realized that now. But we knew that we knew that we were getting something. It was greenlit. Infinity War was happening. We knew it was going to be big. A lot of people died, and we knew we were getting something afterwards. So I think this is that same instance. I think that's the reason that 8 is already greenlit is because 7 and 8 are going to cross over. I think
Mhm.
there's gonna it has to. It wouldn't make sense otherwise. Like I think that you can do a like maybe a jump like a couple year like a year or two from 8 to 9, maybe 3 years if you want to make it spicy. But I think that these two are jumping together, and I think that maybe they're gonna be a year apart. But we actually know it's official, right? Like they are gonna be a year apart,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I just looked it up, and Scream 8 is officially currently in development and reported to begin production in March.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
right after when does this one come out? It comes out in February. So right
February
February.
after
27th.
Mhm.
Yeah, so right after this one comes out, they're gonna start production for Scream 8.
Mhm.
That to me screams
Yeah.
like these two are going to cross over into something.
Two-parter. Yeah,
It's
like a
gonna be a two-part.
two-parter
We're
type
gonna
thing.
Deathly Hallows or some shit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So Scott, maybe I will take you up on your suggestion here and dress up with it and try to scare my girlfriend with that. So maybe I don't know. We'll see.
Mhm.
If I do it, I'll record it. I'll have to see if she was willing to have it
The
recorded though.
content.
Yeah. So yeah. So talking about what we're talking about. So King Matthew says, "I say 7 ends like the original 4 was supposed to end. Maybe this Ghostface put Sydney in the hospital with amnesia like the original Scream 5 was meant to do." Ooh.
I didn't
Either
even realize
that
that's what we're
or
thinking.
they really do kill her off. Well, no, she got the no-kill clause. I forgot.
Mhm.
Nev Campbell. Yeah. So yeah, King Matthew very well may be right on that one.
Mhm. Mhm. So that's a good one.
Mm.
That's a good point here. So honestly, I will tell you this. So Marcus, I hear you. Like if the only way to get from 7 to 8 is if we have a cliffhanger, just like King Matthew's
Mhm.
calling out, then I'll be happy with it. If we have the same conclusion that we have in every single Scream
Yeah.
film, I
Taking
don't
out
want
the
to see
ghost
Sydney.
face and then yeah,
Yep.
yeah.
I don't want to
It
see
just becomes
Sydney
every
in
other
8.
slasher franchise.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
want to see Sydney back in 8. Then I will want to see the conclusion of Sam and Tara's story.
Yep.
Or a Kirby story. That's how I will want an 8 or a 9. Is if Sydney wins again in the end in this one, then I want to see Sam and Tara back for 8 or Kirby back for 8, and then just spin it off.
See, an interesting way to connect 7 into 8, right? You have this is a way to make Stu and Mandy both as Ghostface in this. You have the twins taken out in the opening scene at the same time that the whole Stu Airbnb thing is happening. So there you have two Ghostface going on right now.
Okay.
Or that could be one big opening scene or whatever. But you have those two things happen, and then you have everything happening with Sydney in a different state. At the
Uh-huh.
end of it, we connect into 8 where we start with maybe Sam and Tara, maybe they're back, and they find out that the twins have died, and you also find out at the end of 7 that whoever's going after Sydney was not responsible for what happened to the twins because
Uh-huh.
Sydney knows what happens to the twins, and she's like, "Why did you go after them?" And she's like, "I don't know." Or Mandy, who's going after Sydney's like, "I don't know what you're talking about," and that's where you find out that Stu took out the twins and is taking out the requel people, and then that kind of leads us into
Uh-huh.
8, where we get Sam and Tara coming back, and because that would only make sense, right? Like if they are trying to go for requel people, you're gonna want to go after Sam and Tara. Like that would only make sense for story. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me holding out hope that they can bring back these characters.
King Matthew says Gale is probably dying. It's long overdue.
It's about time. Yeah, it's about time.
It's long overdue.
There's some way, somehow, there's gonna be a pulse. It really only makes sense at this point if she's somehow a part of it. Like other than that, I just don't care. I don't care about the character anymore, unless there's something that connects her to the Ghostface, that makes her a Ghostface in some way. I just don't give a shit.
Alrighty. All right. I think we've run through a lot of things tonight. So let's take a look and maybe we'll wrap up on our polls here. So I'm going to go ahead and share the screen and see what people on YouTube and Facebook are thinking about this. So on Facebook, let's see, we have, when it comes to the regards of what trailer were you more excited for this week? And we have 66% on Facebook saying that they are more excited for the Stranger Things Season 5 trailer. And then on our YouTube community page, 93% are more excited with the Scream 7 trailer versus the Stranger Things trailer. So
yeah, same here.
A tale of two audiences, right? So that's where we're at. So we're kind of big there. So I find that interesting. I have to agree with the majority vote on YouTube. I'm more excited about the Scream trailer, seeing that now versus the Stranger Things, and just like what we mentioned before.
Yeah, Scream just gets me more invested. Scream is just gonna be. I'm always gonna be more invested in Scream than Stranger Things. No offense, I mean, the Stranger Things is great. No offense, Stranger Things, but I'm not gonna be as invested. I forgot that the trailer came out this week. So.
Yep. All right.
You know what I hope for though? You know what I hope for, and this is just my personal take. If Scream 7 and potentially Scream 8 being successful and they end it, I really want them to bring the TV series back, because now that we're in the era of filmmakers bringing back stuff after 20-30 years, sequels and stuff, they could easily bring the TV series back. They could easily bring the TV series back.
I think so.
And then I would love it if they kind of connected the series to the films, of those Lakewood slashers being a part of the cult. So,
that'd be nice.
Yeah, you throw Kirby in there, and then I would be interested.
Put Kirby in the show. Yeah.
If they bring back the show and it's continuing the story, I would say just kind of leave it.
No. So remember the original plan for season 3 or season 4, what they were going to do after the whole Weinstein scandal,
it was going to be
that the actors in the show would play their real selves, and then a Ghostface is actually going after one by one individually. So,
and this could be a stab spin-off or something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to close this off. So this week, I think we mentioned it briefly on Thursday because we were running late on Thursday, but we met with some other YouTubers to talk about our live watch-alongs and some reaction videos that we would like to, some reaction videos that we want to do in the future. Got some great advice. So Wednesday, hopefully by Wednesday, Noah will be giving me a date, and then we'll set up. We're gonna pilot it through the end of this year. We'll have some watch-alongs that we're gonna do, and then we'll have a date. Hopefully, shoot maybe going into the holiday week in November. So we'll give everybody about 2 weeks of time to promote it and get the Discord invites and stuff like that to join Lukas and Noah on the watch-along for Toxic Avenger, and then we'll be working on some new ideas for next year, including maybe playing bingo on our some of our shows here, and then on some of the shows that we do outside of this. So thank you everybody for tuning in. Noah, anything that you want to close on before we go?
Nope.
All
right, Marcus, how about you? Anything you want to close on?
Just everybody stay safe. Go check out Predator Badlands, because I'm a huge Predator fan. So
I do have something.
Support the movie. Yeah, support the movie. Yeah.
Go ahead, Noah.
Make sure you guys let everyone know here how much you want to hear us rank the Twilight franchise.
Yeah, no. Well, actually react to it, man. I want to react because that's
react, rank. Well, I don't give a shit what we're doing. Let's get involved in the Twilight franchise some way, somehow. Let us know at Facebook, YouTube.
Get the fellas take.
Yeah.
Get the fellas take on it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
let's
boy.
get a look at all of that. Yeah.
All
Be
right.
sure to
And
tell
I
us
could
how
do my
much you
little
want us to
Michael.
see that.
I could do
And
my
with
little Michael Sheen laugh.
and with that, I'm going to say, see you next week. Thank you for checking us out, and have a great week.
Bella, where the hell you been?
Be
Luka?
safe, everybody.
Yeah, Twilight. Oh boy.
Listen, man.
That always
You don't
cracks
understand.
me up
It's
when he does that.
Twilight.